The docks of Kara 9. The repair bay was silent except for the low hum of plasma welders and the hiss of coolant vapor. Human engineer Leanne Corvin worked alone under the flickering white light, patching up battle armor that wasn't supposed to exist in human hands. He was a scavenger mechanic, living in the neutral belt, a stretch of asteroids claimed by no empire. The war between the Varelian swarm and the unified human command had left wrecks scattered across the galaxy, and he made a living fixing what others left behind. But tonight's wreck was different. It wasn't a drone or a suit. It was a person. The figure lay motionless on his repair table, tall, ethereal, her body sheathed in cracked bioarmor that shimmered like molten silver. Beneath that plating was a faint glow of bioluminescent veins. She wasn't human. She was Varelian, the race that had nearly wiped out 3 colonies in a week. And yet, her armor's signal core showed royal insignia. He dragged a Varelian queen into his shop, a queen in chains. When she woke, the room changed temperature, not physically, but in presence. Her eyes were twin shards of liquid silver, her movements deliberate, slow, calculated. "You're human," she said, her voice soft but commanding. "And you're lucky I didn't toss you back into space," Leanne replied, trying to sound calm. "You were bleeding out of 3 armor ports. I patched what I could." She turned her head slightly, examining the tools beside her, mechanical, crude, human. "You touched my armor." "I was repairing it," he said. "Would you rather I let you die?" She didn't answer. Her gaze softened slightly, confusion flickering across her regal face. Varelians didn't know mercy from humans, only conquest. Her armor pulsed faintly under his light. Its organic circuits were alive, feeding off ambient plasma. He realized her suit wasn't just armor. It was part of her, connected through symbiotic tissue. "Your suit's regeneration system is fried," he muttered, adjusting the calibrator. "If I don't stabilize it, your bloodstream could poison itself." She watched him work. "You speak of my armor as if it were a separate thing. It is me, human. Every plate you touch my body." He froze. His hand hovered above the cracked plating. The hum of the plasma tool buzzed between them. "I was just repairing," he said quietly. She tilted her head, studying his nervous expression. A faint smile touched her lips. "Then repair, human. But you tremble as if I will devour you." The touch that broke silence. Leanne exhaled slowly and went back to work. The Queen's armor was living metal, self-healing, but sensitive to electromagnetic patterns. Every touch of his hand sent faint ripples across her skin. She didn't flinch. Instead, she whispered, "You're touching me too softly." His breath caught. He turned his head sharply, but she didn't avert her eyes. Her voice was calm, almost amused. "Do you fear breaking me? The galaxy burns, and still a human's touch fears a queen's skin." Leanne clenched his jaw and pressed a plasma sealer firmly. "If I press harder, I'll cauterize your tissue." "Then learn balance," she murmured. He met her gaze, and for a moment he saw not a monster, but someone who had been at war too long, who had forgotten gentleness altogether. Minutes turned to hours as he worked through the night. Her armor's core began to pulse steadily again. The faint glow of her veins brightened, and with every adjustment, her breathing deepened, smoother, stronger. When he finished, the cracks were sealed, the wounds beneath clotting with alien nanoplasm. He stepped back, wiping the sweat from his face. "You're stable," he said. "You'll live." The Queen's question. She sat up slowly, stretching her limbs, and the plates of her armor moved like muscle fibers. "You repaired me," she said softly. "No human has done that willingly." Leanne shrugged. "You look like you needed help. Doesn't matter what side you're from." Her silver eyes narrowed, studying him as if seeing through every layer of his soul. "You pity me." "I don't do pity," he said. "Just repairs." Silence. Then, with quiet curiosity, she asked, "Why do you live alone among broken things?" He glanced around his shop, rusting tools, burnt-out ships, fragments of old lives. "Because broken things don't talk back," he said with a faint smile. Her eyes softened. "And yet, you fix one." The invasion signal. The sound of a distress ping echoed through the chamber, a high-frequency transmission bursting from her armor core. Leanne froze. "You activated a signal." "I did not," she said, touching her chest. Her expression darkened. "It's automatic. My God will track me." "How soon?" "Minutes." Panic flickered across his face. "Then they'll find me with you. I'll be vaporized for aiding an enemy." She looked at him for a long time, a quiet, unspoken decision forming behind her eyes. "Hide," she said softly. "Now." He shook his head. "If they see you awake and healed, they'll think I harmed you." She reached forward, gripping his wrist. The strength in her hand was terrifying, but her touch was careful. "You risked your life for mine. Let me return it." She stood, her body glowing with restored energy, and stepped into the open dock. Her voice carried across the comms. "To all Varelian patrols, the human is under my protection. He is mine." The arrival. Moments later, the air trembled as 3 Varelian vessels descended from the upper stratosphere. Their shapes were like living wings of glass and fire. Dozens of armored soldiers emerged, weapons drawn, targeting Leanne. But the Queen raised a hand, and every weapon powered down instantly. "This human repaired my armor," she announced. "He has shown more honor than many of my own kind. If any of you harm him, you dish into me." The soldiers lowered their heads, silent. Leanne stood behind her, eyes wide, unable to speak. The Queen turned to him. "You cannot stay here. They will return. Humans will come next, seeking you for treason." "I've got nowhere else," he said. "Not on Earth. Not anywhere." "Then perhaps," she said quietly, "you should come where the sky still remembers mercy." The sky that remembered them. He hesitated as a transport opened, revealing a chamber of luminous tendrils and living circuits. "You want me to go with you." "You repaired me," she said. "Now let me repair you." He almost laughed. "You're serious." Her voice softened. "Your kind sees us as monsters. But maybe monsters only become monsters when no one dares to touch them." He looked at her, truly looked, and realized the same truth from hours ago. Beneath the armor, beneath the alien form, there was someone broken, trying to be whole again. He stepped aboard. The transport rose, glowing brighter as it breached the atmosphere. Beneath them, the neutral belt shimmered like dust on the edge of night. As the stars filled the viewport, she stood beside him, her tone softer than before. "You were trembling when you touched me," she said. "Yeah," he admitted. "You scared me." "And now?" He smiled faintly. "Now I'm just wondering what else I can fix." For the first time, the alien queen laughed, a sound like silver bells on a distant planet. "Then perhaps, human, the galaxy is not as broken as it seems." They rose together into the stars, leaving the scrapyards of forgotten wars behind. And somewhere in the cold, endless dark, a queen and a mechanic rewrote what it meant to touch across worlds.